Hillary Mai, and this is a genetics update. GMOs is a growing innovation and concern of America. There are common myths of GMOs that have consumers worried about their health. Today, Erin Novak is at HEB interviewing shoppers about their knowledge and opinions about GMOs.
Thank you, Hillary. Hi, I'm at the produce section of HEB, and I would like to share with you some of the pros and cons about genetically modified food. I also want to give you an idea about some of the common concerns and misconceptions out there. Hi, have you heard about genetically modified foods?
Hi, yes, I've heard some bad things about GMOs, but I've also known that there are a lot of good things. For example, that they can provide nutritional value and that crops that are yielded have higher resistance to pests and herbicides. But I'm really worried about the health risks. Like I've heard that there are allergens that are produced and that there are a lot of unknown human health effects. Is this true?
This is a reasonable and growing concern among consumers. Some genes, when introduced, can promote an immune response. However, the FDA is working with biotech companies to establish allergen and toxicity testing for GMO.
Thanks for letting me know.
Ready? Hi, how much do you know about genetically modified foods?
A little bit, I guess.
Okay, what is your biggest concern?
Well, I know that biotech companies insert genes into the crops, so the crops have resistance to pesticides and they have a longer shelf life. So I guess my biggest concern is the pesticides, because the genes that they insert into the crops can allow them to release their own herbicide, and once insects or pests get resistance to the herbicides, then they're going to have to use stronger pesticides to fend away the insects. And I feel like the stronger pesticides would be bad for the environment and also bad for us.
Many crops, the one commonly being corn, are genetically engineered to express a bacterial gene that, when in bacteria, allows them to secrete their own natural toxin. Many farmers commonly use this bacteria sparingly. However, the concern is that with GMO crops expressing this toxin, the insects will co-evolve to be resistant to it.
Excuse me, hi.
Are you for or against GMO food?
Oh, I'm very against GMO foods because I know it's very unhealthy for us.
Is there a particular reason that you purchase soy milk instead of regular cow's milk?
Oh, I got soy milk because I don't drink regular milk because it's genetically modified.
Well, actually, soybeans are one of the most common crops to be genetically modified. They contain a gene that confers herbicide resistance.
Wait, how come this thing's not labeled and tells me that?
Well, the FDA typically considers genetically modified foods to be safe. Biotechnology companies have to prove that their GMO product contains the same nutritional value as the non-GMO food. That's why there's no law for it to be labeled.
Okay, well thank you. I'll put this back now.
Would you still purchase this rice if you knew it had been genetically modified?
No way, won't it give my children cancer?
No, it actually could give your children added nutritional benefits. Scientists are currently working on the so-called golden rice, which has higher levels of vitamin A and iron.
Oh, well that doesn't sound so bad. I always thought GMOs were poisonous. I'll probably buy it then.
As you can see, genetically modified foods are quite the controversial issue. Many shoppers are confused on what exactly has GMOs in it and what the effects could be. Back to you, Hillary.
Thank you, Erin. The grocery store definitely showed that Americans are misinformed about GMOs. We'll now move on to a separate interview with Jason and a local farmer and the effects of biotechnology companies on small local farmers in America. Jason?
Thank you, Hillary. When biotech companies successfully produce genetically modified crops, they patent this as intellectual technology. Ma'am, how would crops that have a longer shelf life and the ability to produce their own pesticides affect you?
Well, they would definitely be able to grow more for less money.
Are you concerned that companies that patent these developments will affect your business?
Yes, that's something that I'm really worried about. I'm afraid that I won't be able to compete with the mass production of super vegetables, especially since there's just so many patents and governmental regulations that I don't have access to.
Because genetically modified crops are designed for mass production and express traits that make them superior to non-genetically modified crops, farmers can expect to experience economic competition if GMO foods become more available on the markets. Back to you, Hillary.
Thank you, Jason. We hope that this discussion has helped the general public understand what GMOs really are and how it affects our lives. physically and economically. Well, we're all out of time, and I'm Hillary Mai. This has been a genetics update. Have a good night.
Thank you.
GMOs.
Is she doing a panel?
Would you still purchase this rice if you knew it had been genetically modified?
No way. That's why I'm gonna start laughing when that happens. Okay. You're still filming?
Yeah. That's okay.
There's too much pressure.
Just go whenever you're ready.
Because genetically modified crops are designed for mass production.
That's how